In this video, I'll be talking about retirement. What should you be doing for retirement? Should you be saving all your money or should you be investing all your money? Which one is it? Now, comment below and tell me right offhand right now, which are you currently doing? Are you saving for retirement or are you investing for retirement? Comment below and let me know. Now, I'm going to be breaking down everything in this video, which should help you to determine if you should be investing or if you should be saving for retirement. And before I do that, just a very quick reminder, if you're new to the channel or you're watching one of my videos for the very first time, my name is Ian, and I post videos here on YouTube every single day on topics relating to making money and personal finance. So if you'd like to see more of these videos, then give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. And also consider subscribing to this channel and turning on all the notifications. And that way you'll be able to get the updates every day when I post a new video here. Now, before we talk about how much you should invest or save, or which one you should do, let's first talk about retirement and working years. The average retirement age in America right now is around 65 years, which means most people will retire when they're 65 years old. The average life expectancy is around that 80-year mark. And remember, I'm using average, so there will be people retiring before 65 or after 65, and there will be people living for more than 80 years. Most people start working at around 24 years old because they either leave high school and not work for a while, or they don't really get good jobs earlier on, so they don't make much money, or maybe they went to college for 4 years, and when they got out of college, it may have taken them a year or two to actually get a good job that can actually pay their bills and allow them to survive on that income. So from 24 years to 65 years is the average time the average person will be working. That means that they'll be working for about 41 years of their life. The average salary of these people will be around that $50,000 mark, and even though some have degrees and some don't, it's still the same. I made a video about 5 days ago about college being a scam, and in that video I went over how people who got degrees ended up having the same jobs that people who didn't have degrees had, and how they all roughly had the same paycheck. In fact, people with degrees aren't making that much money anymore. Not in 2020 and beyond, at least. So if you make $50,000 a year and you are the average person, this means that in retirement, you'll be alive for at least 15 years after retiring. So this then means you need income in those years. If you made $50,000 and you wanted to have the same amount of money in retirement, you would have to save $750,000. That way, you would be able to use $50,000 each year in retirement if you expected to live until you were 80 years old. That's a lot of money. Now, if that's your goal and strategy, then this means you would have to save this money over that 41-year period that you worked in your lifetime. This means that you would have to save $18,982 every single year, or $1,524 every single month. Now, if you can pull this off, then that's great. However, this isn't very realistic if you're the average person and you make $50,000 or even $60,000 per year, because you won't be able to save over $1,500 every month for 41 years. Even if you live with your parents for your entire life, this could be very hard to do. So the plan of saving for retirement is okay. There's nothing wrong with the idea, but the problem is that it's unrealistic and you most likely won't be able to save your way into having a good retirement if you plan to live on the same amount of money you were living on while you were working. Even though your actual living expenses or your lifestyle may be cheaper in retirement, I'm going to keep using your annual salary from now as an example because of inflation. 41 years from now, when you get to retirement, or even 20 years from now, $1,000 will not be able to do the same things that $1,000 can do right now. So we have to consider this as well. So that's the scenario for saving. If you want, you can use your age and your current savings and how many years you have left to work, and also add your life expectancy to that. And even if you account for a salary increase every couple of years, it's still going to be very hard to save that money because you have bills and other living expenses now. In fact, people who are really good with their money and savings only get to save about 20% of their income. The usual savings rate is 5 to 10%. So even if you were able to manage your money well and you saved 20% of your income for 41 years, making $50,000 a year, you would have only saved $410,000. Remember, you need $750,000. So even if you're the best of savers and you're frugal, it's still not really realistic to save that much money. Now, I know you may be saying, no, Ian, I save my money in a high yield savings account and I get interest, so I'm going to have much more than that saved in 41 years. And yes, you're probably right, but there's also another problem here. If you have a high yield savings account, you're only getting around 0.5% in interest right now. I have a Discover high yield savings account and that's all it gives. So for keeping an emergency fund or some money that you may need on a day-to-day basis, that's good, but for long-term wealth, I don't think it's the best option. Let's use the calculator again and see. $833 saved every month for 41 years, and $833 is 20% of your monthly income if you make $50,000 a year. With 0.5% in interest only helps you to achieve $45,000 more, which means when you retire, you'll have a total of $455,000 saved. This is still short of that $750,000 that you actually need. So the main point is this: saving for retirement can work if you get to save so much of your salary consistently for 41 years, or less if you started late and you would have to save money or most of your salary, nearly 50% to get there. Now let's look at investing and see if there are any differences here. We're going to use the very same example with a person's working years and life expectancy and also the average salary. All retirement plans are investment plans. The only difference with a retirement plan is that the investments change as you near retirement. So initially, the investment plan may lean more towards stocks and riskier investments that produce good returns, and then later on, when you're closer to retirement, they will lean more towards bonds, which are much safer but don't provide as much returns. So let's use the S&P 500 for this exercise. And I'm using the S&P 500 because the average returns over the last 90 years has been almost 10%. Even though it's almost 10%, most years had returns slightly over 10%. Now, if you invest $833, which is 20% of your $50,000 salary each month, and you get 9.8% in returns, this is how much money you'll have in 41 years. You're going to have nearly $5 million. If you don't believe me, I'm going to be leaving a link below to some books, which includes Chris Hogan's book titled Everyday Millionaires. It costs less than $20, so if you haven't already read that book, you should. I think it will be a very good read for you because the average people become millionaires all the time. Now, the problem with this investment strategy is that, again, you may not be able to invest 20% of your income. You have living expenses. Instead, 5 to 10% is a reasonable amount, and it may be more around 5% when you start working for the first year or first 2 years, and then you may be able to get it up to 10% afterwards. But for this exercise, let's use 5%, which is way below what you should be investing. Over 41 years of working and investing $208 per month, which is 5% of your income if you make $50,000 per year, you would have still gotten to a total of over $1 million invested. This means you can pay taxes, account for inflation, and still have that $750,000 that you need to survive on in retirement. So if you ask me, I will tell you that investing for retirement is the better option. However, since you can now invest a lot less of your income to get you to that amount of money you need in retirement to survive, this now means you should be able to use some of your income to start a business and to save. So the goal is to have multiple streams of income and savings for your emergency fund. If you were able to devote 15% of your salary to this instead, you could invest, or instead of investing all 15%, you could invest 5%, which takes care of retirement, and then you could save 5% until you had a fully funded emergency fund, and then you could use the other 5 to 10% to start a business, which could actually help you to make more money and move your retirement date from 65 years to 50 years or 45 years where you actually have a chance to enjoy your wealth. So comment below and let me know after watching this video, which one would you choose? Saving or investing for retirement, or would you do both? I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you'd like to see more videos just like this one, then be sure to give this video a thumbs up, as that's the way these videos get recommended to more people here on YouTube. They can potentially help someone out as well, and I'll really appreciate it. Also, don't forget to check out some of my other videos here on credit cards, banking apps, savings accounts, investments, ways to make money, and much more. Also, if you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe to the channel and be sure to turn on all notifications, as that's the only way you'll be able to get the updates when I post new videos. And remember guys, I'll be posting a new video here every single day on YouTube. I'm also leaving a couple links down below to free stuff and free cashback offers, and those links to those books that I recommend you read as well. So be sure to check all the links down below in the description for all kinds of stuff. Once again, I hope this video was very helpful. All the best with saving or investing for your retirement, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow.